Hello. Right, let's talk about reasons why people don't lose weight and the real reason why they don't versus the actual no, the real reason why they don't versus what people think, and actually in a lot of cases, unfortunately, what people are also told by people that do what I do who should know better. Now, years ago, I think the problem that we get is, and this is the truth, a lot of times coaches are very scared of their clients. Now, because they don't want to lose them. So, we've got this thing about being human. We don't want to upset people, especially in this country. We don't want to upset people. So, but the problem there is that when you criticize somebody personally, that's a problem. But when you criticize somebody's behavior, well, that's how you fix the behavior. So in this case, if we're looking at weight loss and someone who is overweight and has too much body fat, well, they are behaving in a way that's conducive to body fat gain. So what we need to do is we need to change that behaviour and educate people to change the behaviours. How do we do that? Well, firstly, we need to be honest about what's actually going on. And to do that, we need to create some kind of evidence-based procedure that says, here's what I do on a daily, weekly basis, and then look at that and then make decisions, non-emotional decisions, based on the behaviours that you're engaging in. So when somebody says something like, and I've said this myself and I cringe, maybe you're not eating enough. If somebody's really big, the reason why they're really big is because they're eating too much and not moving enough. Because, my take has really changed on this, because from following a very, very simple calorie controlled diet for the last few years, where I've tracked everything and kept within a structure, I have lost body fat just from, not the principle is he's keeping a log first and then not eating as much and then moving a bit more. And movement can be anything. It can be walking. It doesn't have to be intense or whatever. So when somebody says to you, "Oh, perhaps you're not eating enough," then if you're really big, that's not true. That's not your first place to start. What you need to be doing firstly, and I've had this in the past, is you need to be honest with yourself. And I think a lot of people aren't, and it's not because you're bad or you're anything like that. You're just not. And I heard somebody say this the other day, which is quite funny. If somebody comes to you and says, "I'm tracking all my calories, I'm recording absolutely everything, I'm in deficit every day, and I haven't lost weight for 3 weeks," the answer to that is, well, I'm not saying you're lying, but you're lying. Because there's no other explanation for it. And what we have to do is just say, well, you can't be. Because if you were, it would happen over time. Might not happen in a day, and I've sometimes seen it not happen in a week, but over time, if you're tracking it and keeping aware of what you're doing, it will happen. And we have to be confident in telling people that and not be scared. And if they get pissed off and they don't want to do it, that's absolutely fine. But the problem is, with the premise of the customer's always right, in weight loss terms, the customer doing what they think's right before they meet you has made them overweight. So they can't keep doing the same thing and get a different result, or they can't just exercise more and get a different result. That might stop them getting fatter, but ultimately, unless you take control of what you're eating and really take control of it, you're never going to build your confidence around food and never going to improve your relationship around food. And that's ultimately what we should be trying to do, is helping people to improve their relationship around food. And for that, we need honesty. Not a personal attack, not attack on people's personality or integrity. Just right, we need to get some evidence so we can actually help you. But if you're not willing to do that, you're not willing to. People say to me, "Oh, calorie counting doesn't work for me," but they're not doing anything else. Now, I'm not saying that's the only answer, but if you're not doing anything else, what else is there when you're not achieving the results you want? So it's about doing something that works for you, granted, yes, but without a log or without evidence, you're going to struggle. So speaking about improving your relationship with food, on the 5th of June, Wednesday the 5th of June, at 7 p.m. in Harborne, I'm doing a free seminar for 90 minutes called How to Improve Your Relationship with Food and Never Go on a Diet Again. So that's an opportunity for 20 people to come along, and we're going to do. I'm going to talk through these type of things. So I'm going to talk through how to get control of what you're eating. I'm going to talk through how to improve your relationship with food. I'm going to talk about the fundamentals of weight loss, primarily from my own personal experience. and a lot of this stuff is from when I started, sort of back in 2005, when I didn't have the knowledge I have now. I wasn't as fit as I am now. I was nowhere near as fit as I am now. I was 5 stone heavier. And a lot of these principles that are going to help you really improve your relationship around food, or at least start that process so you can think a little bit different about it, so you can get some freedom. So if you are interested in coming along to that, the link's above or the link's below, depending on where you're watching it. Click that link. It's on Eventbrite. Like I said, totally free. 5th of June, 7 o'clock. Get your tickets now. Like I said, we're only going to be able to fit in about 20 people. So if you're up for it, you need to get cracking. Click the link above. Get your tickets for the 5th of June at 7 p.m. Have a good day.